Hey everyone, welcome back to the only channel you need to start a food truck. I'm Pracha Yang and I'm here to share my experience with you. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe because I'm gonna make more food truck related business video. This isn't gonna be everything, but it'll help you get started on what you need for a food truck. So here we go. Today I'm going to give you 6 tips on running your food truck. The first tip is to save costs wherever you can. It may seem like you're going to be a penny pincher, but you need to save costs wherever you can so that you can keep your business running. Any money you can save without cutting corners is going to save you in the long run. So one of the things I started doing after a few months is turning off my generator when I didn't need to run it. So that only made sense to me because my generator had a remote control start button. If you don't have that, it might not make sense to you. And it may not seem like much, but there's going to be times when you have no customers at your food truck. So turning off the generator is going to help you save money on having to replace the gas in the generator. And here's the breakdown of the cost. So I was spending about $15 a day on gas for replacing it in the generator. That equates to about $75 a week and $300 a month. You know, imagine what you can do if you just turn it off every once in a while. And I ended up saving about $40 to $75 a month by doing this. And it may not seem like a lot, but if you practice these little habits all over your business, it can add up to your savings. And my tip number 2 is to buy bulk if you really need to. So this may not make sense to you, but buying in bulk means you're gonna spend a lot of money in those materials. And if the material just sits and does nothing, then you have all this money tied into your materials where you could spend it elsewhere. This means that you might have less cash on hand, and then you'll have to fund your business with your own personal money. And you want to be able to fund your business with the money that the business is making, not from your own personal finances. Maybe in the beginning you'll be doing this, but as you grow, you want to be able to finance your business with the money it generates. I mean, like things like napkins, forks, and spoons, buy those in bulk. They're low cost, but things such as containers and cups, I mean, it might cost you a few $100s just to get the bulk pricing. And what's really gonna make you money is the ingredients that makes your menu items. Everything else is just a necessary item that helps you serve your customer. And another reason why you only want to buy bulk and what you really need is storage space. As a food truck owner, you're not going to have a lot of space inside the food truck to store everything you need. So keep only what's necessary unless it's a low cost item. This brings us to tip number 3, standardize your purchasing days. You won't know what you're going to need as you first start your food truck, but over time you're going to eventually understand how much product you need each week. And for me, when I started realizing this, I started taking inventory at the end of my week, and so that I can be ready to restock and repurchase all the equipment and materials I need. So this way I get all my equipment and materials and ingredients all at once, so I'm not driving around town every single day of the week. And you don't want to be going to the store every day because it will get frustrating and it's going to use up a lot of your gas. And now for tip number 4, you want to always be prepping. This is a saying I started in my food truck, ABP, always be prepping. Because you never know when you're going to get rushed by customers. And this was one of the most frustrating things I found as a food truck owner. Because when you're under prep for a slow day, you get rushed with customer. When you over prep for a busy day, you don't get enough customer coming through. So over time, I found a balance between prepping enough ingredients. And so that's why I came up with the saying, always be prepping. Prep enough for the day and be ready to prep some more if you need to. So when you're slow, check your stock of ingredients and prep more ingredients if you need to make sure you have enough availability to serve your customer. And this is something that you'll learn over time. Nobody's gonna know how much ingredients you're going to need but you. So over time, you're gonna see how much you sell a day, and then you'll be ready to prep for the days. And here's tip number 5. You don't really need to wrap your food truck and make it look nice and pretty. Wrapping your food truck can cost a lot of money, and that's a lot of investment as a startup business. When I looked into wrapping my food truck, I got quotes anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 just to wrap up the trailer. So I made a conscious decision not to wrap up my food truck and use that money for other equipments and materials that I needed. And I was fortunate enough to get a builder that was willing to paint the trailer one color that I needed. So to stand out, I chose a bright blue color that will make sure everyone notice it from the streets. And I was able to stand out as a blue truck. Everybody that knew my truck referred to it as the big blue trailer. Nobody called it by its actual name, and when they refer to their friends, they tell them, just look for the blue trailer. But I did want my name to be on the trailer somewhere. So I decided to just buy a banner and use some command strip to hang up the banner. And another reason why I didn't wrap up my trailer is because if I didn't end up being successful, I can resell my trailer. It's a little bit harder when your trailer or food truck is wrapped up by your own branding and somebody else wants to buy it. And I also met a few other food truck owners that didn't have their truck wrapped up either, and they were pretty successful. It's more about getting your name out there and building good relationships with your customers so that they keep coming back. Now for our sixth and final tip, fund your startup costs with a credit card. So you may ask, why credit card? That's just gonna cost me more in the long run. True, but what if you got a credit card with 0% interest for 12 to 15 months? So now you just funded your startup costs with this 0 interest credit card, and you could keep the funds that you originally intended to invest in your company as emergency cash. But make sure it's a 0% interest credit card for the first year to 2 years. Just make sure you make at least the minimum payment as you're starting up. And over time, as you make more money, then you start paying more. This gives you a good funding to your startup business. So by making the minimum payment, this reduces your chance of getting interest or fees on your credit card, which isn't something that you want. And this is what I did for my food truck. So I actually got 2 credit cards, both at 0%, and was able to fund $10,000 of my startup money. And if you don't already know this, in any business world, cash is king, because cash will get you out of debt and cash will help you out in an emergency. Alright, well, those were my 6 tips for you. Hope it helps you out. If there's anything else that you would like to know or more information on, please comment down below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. I wish you guys all the best and see you in the next one.